did wonder whether there'd be any slight edge to this match. Taufik was quite vocal in the newspapers last week with the press, saying how disappointed he was with Lindan pulling out and that he'd done that maybe too many times in recent tournaments.
Court 3.
Just wondered whether Lindan would be looking to prove a point here this week.
(11-7) play. Service over. 8-11. Out. Service over. 12.
Not enough urgency in the style of play for my liking at the moment from Lin-Taufik Hidayat.
It's been symptomatic of his week so far. It's interesting, we're in the same hotel. You see him huddled up in his coat at breakfast. Really doesn't look very comfortable here at all. Certainly
13.
Had problems in the first two rounds to focus and to put concerted efforts together. He's played in bursts, and as you say, he's almost looked lethargic at times in his first two matches this week. He can't afford that against Lindan.
261. Over 162 miles per hour.
Service over. 9-13. Service over. 14-9. Service over.
As you say, Jill, the game really hasn't taken off
10-14.
No, it's a bit of disappointment to me at the moment, because I'd so look forward to this match. Two of the greats of badminton. Oh, good neck shot.
Yeah, it's a good rally. I mean, I'm sure tactically Taufik wants to keep the pace out of the rally. He doesn't want
11,
a fast,
14.
flat type game against Lindan. Lindan's probably too quick for him these days on that sort of game, so he wants to keep the tempo as low as he can to control the match. But when you're trying to impose that style of play, you can't afford to be making mistakes. You can't afford to be giving your opponent easy points, and that's what he's been guilty of so far in this first set. That's an example. You really can't afford to be missing those types of shots under no pressure.
15-11. Service over.
Of course,
12.
I've mentioned already
15.
that this is the richest badminton tournament in the history of the sport. $1.2 million prize money on offer. And just to put that into context, the winner of this match will earn himself at least $10,000 more than the loser of the match. Quarter-finalists guaranteed in the men's singles $7,200, and the semi-finalists $17,400. There's quite a bit of financial stake here as well as pride.
Yes, there is, and it's nice to see that type of money coming into badminton. Having said that, for these two players, I'm not sure it's about the money. Both of them have had great
16,
careers.
12.
Both of them very commercially viable in their own countries. Both of them very prominent on billboards, etc. when you go to Indonesia or China. I don't think it's about the money, it's more about pride for these two guys.
No, I can confirm that, because I mean, certainly when I was playing, it never occurred to me about the money when I was actually on court. It was about winning the match. It's going wide. I mean, I'd say that these are two of the greats of badminton. That
18.
we really need to emphasise that they're two of the greatest sportsmen in the whole of Asia. Everybody knows about Lin-Dan and about Lin-Taufik Hidayat. They're megastars, not just in badminton terms.
No, they both transcend the sport in their own countries. Lin-Dan is a huge, huge star in China, and Taufik's certainly equal to that, his status in Indonesia.
Service over. 13. 18.
It's been such a cagey first game. I just wonder whether Taufik, having taken the more difficult end first, is conserving his efforts for the second set when he thinks he'll be able to control the shuttle better. So there's certainly some uncharacteristic errors at the moment.
Yeah, and he's been in such tremendous form of
19,
late over his last
30.
11 tournaments. He's reached 8 finals, winning 3 of them. So since the Indonesia Super Series event, where Lin-Taufik Hidayat lost out to Lee Chong-wei, been on a great run of form. Much better run of form than Lin-Dan. But
20.
he's facing game points
13.
here. 7 of them for the Olympic champion. Oh,
Game.
wonderful disguise. 21-13.
First game won by Lin-Dan. 21-13.
21-13, confirmed by the umpire. 17 minutes of play.
You just have the feeling both players playing within themselves at the moment. Just wonder what Taufik's got up his sleeve. He's a player who normally has a very clear picture going on to court as to what he wants to, how he wants to play the game. It's not always orthodox in his approach. He's not scared to drop sets. He's not scared to try and lull his opponents into false sense of security. And I just wonder, having been forced to play the first game from the more difficult end, whether he has got a plan for this second game when he turns around to switch the tactics and change the pace of the match. I can understand that he wants to keep the pace low against Lin-Dan to keep Lin-Dan's explosivity out of the game, but just playing slow isn't enough. He's got to play with a change of pace himself. He's going to play the probing, building shots, slower, higher clears and the cut drops. He then needs the change of tempo and the quicker smashes to mix it up to make that effective, and that's what we haven't seen in the first game.
Left stranded on that final point of the
3,
opening game.
20 seconds. 4, 3, 20 seconds.
So the Olympic champion looked to be cruising in that opening game. 21-13. Tina Vaughn, disappointment of her single, sitting next to her husband Martin.
Second game.
Men's singles
Double
quarter final.
Play.